Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Macomb High School as TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH, is getting set for the Bombers home opener here in Macomb. Bombers come into this contest with a record of 1-0 as they take on the Knoxville Blue Bullets, who will come into this game with a record of 0-1. John Burner alongside me, Mr. Tony Weston, back as usual. And Tony, we're getting set for a pretty decent football game here tonight, if you look at it on paper, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. This is awesome. This is Friday night football, a beautiful, gorgeous night. Bombers getting ready to enter the stadium right now as we speak. And I tell you what a football game. You've got the finesse of the Bombers against the power of the Knoxville Blue Bullets. Dropped a tough one to Elmwood last week, but you can't ever count a Knoxville team out. They're well coached. They're tough. They play through the whistle. And this is going to be a great game. They brought back the stud running back from last year. And here come these Bombers. They're coming through right now, and they're taking the field. Bombers in the orange, bright orange tops with the white pants, coming into the sidelines under the number 59 flag. And I tell you what, Johnny, what a football night right now. This is tough on me. We've got the Bombers right in front of us. We've got the Leathernecks kicking off in a couple of minutes in Indiana. And we got the Packers in Brazil about to kick off in a few minutes, man. This is just what a crazy football night.
Yeah, what a crazy night for football. Of course, right here we have the Bombers and the Blue Bullets. Again, this is a game that Macomb dropped 48-30 last year. It was a great contest. Tony and I were over there. Of course, that game was played in Knoxville. Now here this year with a little home field advantage for the Bombers. We'll see if they can get it done. Picked up a win against LVC last week. I believe the final score was 48-9, something like that.
Yeah.
48-9. Got to see a lot of the Bombers' run game in that contest. Not much through the air. You expect maybe a little bit of a different attack here tonight against Knoxville.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, first of all, before I mention that, right down in front of me, we've got Macomb's chief. Macomb's chief, Jeff Hamer, is right down in front of us. Guys, we had a situation in Macomb this week serving a search warrant to a residence. A couple of our Macomb police officers were injured in the line of duty. And those two police officers we've learned today, former school resource officer J.P. McLaughlin, Bomber, and Macomb Bomber football legend Nick Sievers. Our hearts are with them. We're thinking of them tonight as we take the field. Thank you guys for all of you do. We love you, and get well safe. Get well soon.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of an interesting situation that transpired there over the past couple of days. We had to cut the volleyball stream short the other night because they put the school on lockdown due to it. But really an excellent job handled by not only the Macomb Police Department, but all of the assisting police departments as well. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with those that were affected by that. So we're getting some final bookkeeping stuff here done. We're going to try to keep some stats here tonight as well. It appears it'll be Knoxville kicking off to the Bombers to get us started here in Macomb.
I did want to mention, we were talking about that game last year. 4 or 5 huge plays. 4 or 5. That was a well-contested game back and forth. And Macomb crashed inside hard, if you remember. They had a good running back that would be stopped at initial contact, bounce out, and there were some just massive chunk plays that took place in that game. I think that what we've seen, the Dave Wilson pursuit drills are paying dividends, where we're not only getting to the POA, we're bringing guys trailing behind, and we're filling those gaps, and I think that's technique that we learned in that game. They've drilled, not only through last season, through the summer, through the spring, through the summer, and into the fall. And I think that we've probably got that a little short up. But it's time for kickoff, baby.
Deep kick here, fielded by the Bombers around the 20. Return along the near sideline. A lot of room to run. Nice move there, up to the 50 and finally brought down. That was Kyler Norton, number 10, on the return for the Bombers. And what a way to get us kicked off here in Macomb.
Yeah, the sophomore shows a little shimmy. He catches that ball. He's able to get a little bit of a head of steam. As the coverage team comes, he's able to make a couple of guys miss. And anytime you can start your first drive in plus territory, you really love that the way that drive is starting.
Yeah, call it about a 30-yard return for Norton there on the kickoff. We'll set up the Bombers on the Knoxville 49. Be Holthouse and Conley in the backfield.
We got twins to the field with a sniffer.
Holthouse now looking again to the sideline. Takes a snap here, drops back to throw, looking deep. Got a man there, good attempt. And better coverage there on the outside. That pass was intended for number 2, Kalen McMillan.
I think that Braden Holthouse watched film last week, and I say that because if you remember, there were a couple of balls that were kind of line drives. He was a little amped up. He put a little too much. That time he got some air under it, but he needs to lead him out a little bit more and let his speedster make a play.
That was Cole McGrath on the coverage for the Blue Bullets. Sets up Bombers, 2nd and 10. Here's a nice run play up the middle. That's going to pick up positive yardage there. That was number 30, Malachi Conley, on the carry, his first touch of the game.
Man, what a massive game. We went into last week wondering what's the Macomb run game going to look like. I know Coach Orrell's going to commit to it, and Malachi Conley had a massive game, and we wanted to see him against this Knoxville defense. And, boy, he looked good right there, gaining about 5.
Nice pickup on the run from Conley. Sets up Macomb with about 3rd and 5 now to go. Holthouse, fake snap, a lot of movement there on the front line, and that's going to be a +5 for the Bombers. Nice job there by Holthouse, able to draw the offsides.
That is that patented Tanner Horrell freeze call.
And that'll result in a first down as well. Fresh set of downs for the Bombers.
I'd say at the end of a year, if you take all of his calls and list them, that freeze has got to be top 5 in most called plays.
Holthouse now under center. Gives it to Conley in the backfield. He's going to be stopped at the line. Big pile pushes Malachi Conley back. I believe he got back to the line of scrimmage, though.
Well, and I tell you, that's that Knoxville team. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage, and the whistle's blowing as they're continuing. And I'm not saying it's a late hit. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they played through the whistle and a continuation of the play. They're a big physical team, and we're going to get that all night, and we're going to see how these Bombers respond.
Yep, so that run will go for 0 yardage. We have a flag down on the field now. I believe it's going to be charged to the Bombers. Illegal substitution. You saw that player running off the field late there. Didn't quite catch a number on who that was coming off the play. To assume
that was App Logan, and that Tanner Horrell was patting his chest, saying that's on me.
So that'll set the Bombers back 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now. Starting at about the Knoxville 44. Holthouse this time with Petty in the backfield. Quick hitter out to Watson. Nice juke move there, and Watson's able to gain about 5.
You love the call. That's a little S bubble. That's the quick game, just getting the ball into the hands of your playmaker and making things happen.
First completion on the night for Holthouse. That one goes to Watson for 5.
Now you're in plus territory. You don't need 10 yards here. You need – you're going to get him, though. Look at this guy.
Holthouse using his legs there, pushing it up close to a first down. I think he's got it.
Absolutely.
For sure he's got it.
Yeah. I was going to say you don't need to pick them all up. You're in 4-down territory, but Mr. Holthouse said, you know what, I'll go ahead and pick up 11 or 12.
Yep, looked like the design QB run there. Holthouse will give him 12 on the carry. His first carry of the game.
So Knoxville's going 4-3, and they're rolling a safety up to the strength. Oh,
this time ball on the ground. And Knoxville is saying they have it, and it looks like they do. That was number 53 popping up with the football there. That was Brady Agin on the Blue Bullets side. That was going to be a turnover in Blue Bullets territory.
Yeah, that's a there was some miscommunication on that play. It didn't look like the running lane was exactly clean, and like I'm not sure exactly that they were both running the same play, and the ball popped off the hip at the exchange.
So Knoxville will take over, be number 1 under center, Brady Cummings for them. It's to be a handoff, kind of flared out to the inside here. Going to go for a few yards. Just under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Now on this Knoxville downhill attack, this D-line has just got to stand their ground. They can't get kicked out. They can't get put into the second level. They've just got to hold the line of scrimmage and let the linebackers do their jobs.
So the rush there by Noel McClay will go for about 3. Another handoff here. This one to the outside once again. Another nice run for Knoxville to kick off this opening drive. That was number 15 on the carry. Cole McGrath, who just recovered that fumble not too long ago. Langdon Lambert in on the stop for the Bombers. Another handoff here into the backfield. Nice defense there by the Bombers, able to swallow them up close to the line.
That's really a nice play by the defense. They fake to the fullback, and a lot of times, rather than have the fullback run an ISO or try to pick off a linebacker, they just fake to him, and the hope is he gets tackled. If a running back carrying out a fake gets tackled, that's the best block you can have. Bombers let him go and keyed in on the second guy through.
Just up 2nd and 8 now. This one pitched to the
pitch,
outside.
much better.
Nice job
much
there
better.
by the Bombers. That was Kyler Norton and Drew Watson in on the stop for Macomb. Just exploded there to the outside.
Yeah, and that was big Mr. McClay on the carry. That little short pitch went for 8 or 9 the first time and got that first down. This time they were able to stand it up, stop the feet, and make the tackle.
Much better job by the Bombers there on that run play. Will bring us to 3rd and 6 now. 7 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Macomb looking to pick up a big stop here. Again, it's Cummings under center. Takes a snap. This time pitches to number 7.
Stretch.
That's Braden Walters.
He's got it. Forward progress is going to give it.
Yep, that'll be first down for Knoxville. That's Bryden Walters on the carry, number 7, his first touch of the contest. Goes for about 6.
So what they're doing is they're overloading the point of attack. They're bringing a lot of bodies, trying to sow a little confusion, but also trying to overwhelm the point of attack. So somebody has got to cut out the first polar.
This one
there, that goes nowhere.
Great job there by the Bombers, able to swallow it up. That was number 23, Drake May. Who else?
Well, I'll tell you, that play's made by big number 77, who holds off. It's just what we were talking about. Sees the pole coming, steps in front of it, disrupts the blocking, and he's able to wrap up the linebacker or the running back, so the linebacker can come and help him out.
So that run play goes for negative yardage, -1 there on the carry.
You got to give big Alex Brown that TFL along with Drake May. That short pitch.
This one out to Walters once again.
Yeah, get about 3 on it. Really like to bring that back a little bit, but you know what? Shutting it down for 3 is going to be all right. A couple.
So another 3rd down now here for Knoxville. They were able to pick one up just moments ago. We'll see if they can do the same here or if the Bombers can pick up a big stop.
Now, are they going to stick with their ground game? Yeah, they are. I don't see it. The only thing you could see is an action tight end dump.
Hand to the second back here, and he's going to be brought up short.
That's 4 down territory, though.
Yeah.
They won't even pretend to punt.
Absolutely. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. Gain of 5 there on the carry. That was number 33. That's McClay once again.
That's a long 1 or a short 2. But again, this D-line, got to stop it. Nope.
Another first down there. Just punched it right up the middle.
Yeah, and that was the the inside three of Knoxville's defense, the two guards in the center, just got great push, and they just ran right behind their butts.
Gaining about 4 there on the carry by McClay. Knoxville has pushed this ball all the way up to the Bombers' 40. And again, it's just been short yardage plays at a time. 5 yards here, 3 yards there. Able to get the job done so far. Here's Cummings, drops back to pass, looking for a deep ball. He's got a man. That's number 14 on the reception. Don't have a number 14 on our roster. Peyton Mitchell, number 18 on the reception. So Cummings' first pass play goes for a huge chunky yardage there. Goes from the 40.
And I'm going to tell you, so much went right on that. We got pressure into the quarterback's face, so you got to credit the young man for making the throw. But he throws it up in the air. We've got a trailer coming. The trailer was behind. The safety rolled over but stayed on the cap. He's got to attack the play.
Another run play to McClay. We'll go for positive yardage once again. About 4 on the carry for McClay there. Knoxville on the 10-yard line. Another run play up the middle. This time, much better job by the Bombers there, able to stop him short. Might have gained 1.5 there.
Macomb is absolutely crowding the box. They're putting 7, 8 inside of the box and just daring Knoxville to come in between the tackles. And really banking on the fact that they're going to be able to shut down outside, that they're going to be able to turn things in or spill it. But I think it's more box in. There's 7.
2 minutes 30 to go here on the play. Nice job by the Bombers there. Brandon Walters on the carry once again.
So again, it's going to be about 4th and 1.
Fourth down, deep in Macomb territory.
I think the way we've seen things, Johnny, Knoxville's getting a good push with their line. I think you got to dial up a stunt, you got to dial up a twist, and you got to get a linebacker in the right spot right here.
Cummings handoff once again. That's McClay in the backfield, number 33. Macomb will keep him out of the end zone, but that's going to be a first down.
Now they got 4 shots from about the 1.
Drake May in on the tackle for the Bombers.
We need a big play here. We need penetration, some sort of twist, some sort of run blitz, stunt, get somebody in the backfield.
Cummings back under center once again. The formation has become all too familiar. Number 40 on the carry. I think he's going to be.
I think he's just short. But man, it's a whisker.
That was Bo Laws on the carry, number 40. About on the 2-yard line, it appears.
Second guy through, he trips.
Yeah.
And they're calling him down.
That was McClay on the carry. Yeah, just tripped up in the backfield. I
think he tripped over the quarterback's feet.
His quarterback's feet are his own feet. That's great for the Bombers there because McClay was going – he was going to punch that one through without a doubt if he didn't get tripped up. Instead, the ball will be about on the half a yard away from the goal.
Oh, it's inches. Quarterback sneak.
Cummins up the middle, will punch it through. First score of the game for Bradley Cummins and the Knoxville Blue Bullets. Just a really tough physical drive there from Knoxville. Touchdown comes with just 4.9 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Now, this is the first moment of adversity that Macomb has seen so far in this young football season. How do you respond? You turn the ball over in plus territory, and Knoxville very methodically, no chunk plays other than the pass, just picks up yardage.
Looks like Knoxville now set up to kick it. Had a lot of motion there. It'll be number 55 on the kick.
Well, they run that extended, like the old polecat, where they're just going to make sure that you're covering it, and then they come back in and kick. So if they kick 100 extra points this year, they're going to run up. They're going to line up in that 100 times, and maybe twice they're going to try and flare it out to one of the ball carriers.
So the kick is good. That'll bring us to 7-0 in favor of Knoxville. Again, Macomb turned it over on their opening drive. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live and be right back with you for drive number 2 from the Macomb Bombers.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here at Macomb High, Knoxville leads the Bombers 7-0. Again, it was a short quarterback sneak by quarterback Bradley Cummins on the Knoxville side to score the touchdown there. Just 4.9 seconds, so I'd assume this kickoff will be the last play of the first quarter. It's Grant Lambert set to kick for Knoxville. This one a little shorter, gonna let it bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Let that go out of bounds. It's not much, but you pick up about 2.5 yards on that with the penalty, moving it up to the 35.
And the clock doesn't start, so he might get one play in here. For Macomb. Again, Macomb looked pretty good there on the opening drive, of course, until the fumble. We'll see if they can replicate that here on their second drive of the game and maybe punch this one in.
Yeah, I'd like to replicate that drive and not fumble.
Exactly. Holthouse and Conley in the backfield for the Bombers.
We got a tight bunch to the field. 3 receivers, 1 into the boundary, 10 personnel. That's one running back, no tight ends.
Holthouse, quick hitter to Watson on the outside. Nice block downfield. Watson makes a couple moves, and he's going to push that one up for a gain of about 12, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Coach Earl just wanted to get that ball to around the 50, so they didn't have to walk much after the meeting at the quarter.
Yeah, not a lot to do to switch sides there. Absolutely.
He's turning into a solid veteran football coach.
Absolutely. Again, Knoxville leads 7-0. We'll take a quick break and be back with you for quarter number 2 here at Macomb High for Bombers home opener right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Back here in Macomb High, after the quick hitter from Holthouse to Watson, gets the Bombers to about the 50-yard line. This was going to be handed off to Conley. He bounces it to the outside. Nice job there on the tackle, number 63. That's Sean McGlown.
Yeah, he saved a big play. Everybody was over to the other side. He doesn't make that play, then Malachi puts on the Jets, and that's a chunk play.
Absolutely. We know how fast Conley is. We saw him last week against LVC, put up some big numbers there. Got the start here tonight, and there it is. We've seen it twice now. Just that freeze play. Offside's drawn, 5-yard penalty.
It is so hard for a high school student, and this is something we talked about years ago with Tanner. You run that freeze play over and over again. Every single team sees it run 5, 8, 10 times on film, and you tell your guys in meetings, you run simulations in practice. You can't jump. You can't jump. But it's
ball out once again.
that
Luckily.
time it bounces into the arms of Mr. App Logan, who gets it up near the marker.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way to move the ball forward. Thankfully, App Logan was just in the right place at the right time. Man, that could have been treacherous for the Bombers, and that's actually going to be a first down on the forward fumble. Bombers set up around the blue bull. It's 39 now. Fresh set of downs for Macomb.
We got stacked twins this way.
Holthouse looking to scramble to the far side. And he's going to be brought down. A big tackle out there. Holthouse is able to pick up about 4 on the play. Nice chunk of yardage there for Holthouse. Sets up 2nd and 6. Again, Bombers 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run from Holthouse. Here on the second drive of the game. This time, handoff in the backfield once again. Nice run there. And
oh, my gosh.
Another fumble, and this one, Holthouse got to make the tackle here, and he does, but another turnover for Macomb.
I got a flag here at the 50. I don't know when that was thrown. They're saying stay there. Oh, no, they're bringing it. That was probably holding during the initial play. Oh, sideline warning.
So 2 drives and 2 turnovers for the Bombers. I didn't catch who was the running back there. I believe it was Conley.
No, it was not Conley. Conley was not in that formation. I didn't see who it was either.
Nonetheless, three fumbles already for the Bombers. Got to take better care of the football. You gave it away on your first 2 drives of the game.
What a humongous football play. And you'll never guess who made it.
That's Mr. Drake May with the huge TFL in the backfield there after.
And you know what? I couldn't tell. I'm looking at the other side of the formation if that was a design blitz that went to the right spot or if that was film work. If that was, I see the formation, I see what's going on, and I'm shooting the gap right now, and I'm making a football play for my team.
May just teleported into the backfield there. Able to get the big hit, sets Knoxville back about 2 yards.
Now the ball's on the ground for Knoxville.
Ball on the ground once again on that pitch. It's going to be a huge negative yardage play. That was McGrath. Cummings trying to pitch it to McGrath. That'll go for about.
Now, you get a team like Knoxville, a downhill power run team behind the chains. This is where it gets interesting. I'm certain that they consider this to be 4-down territory. So I don't think that they'll go too crazy, but this is where you could see them go to put the ball in the air or see something to the outsides, a little jet sweep. It's going through the air.
Cummings downfield once again, nobody there. Good coverage downfield by Macomb. That was number 7,
Jack Beal.
Jack Beal.
And I love the fact that the officiating crew kept the flags in the pocket Jack Beal put a hand on the receiver, but that's just they're running together. That ball's uncatchable.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cummings 1 for 2 on the day now. Has the big 25-yard pass on their first drive. That one goes incomplete. Knoxville will punt here on 4th down. High punt, not very far though.
Get away, get away, get away.
And it'll bounce out of bounds. We'll see exactly where they mark that down at. It'll be right around the Bombers 35 to start this drive. So Macomb will start on their own 36 now here after the short punt. Holthouse hands this one off to Watson. Watson trying to pick up a block downfield, able to break a tackle and another one. Huge play there by Watson, just kept the feet chugging, and we got a flag down on the play.
That's going to end up being a face mask. And I got to tell you what, Knoxville does a great job of spilling that play. All they're doing is stretching out. They're not trying to penetrate. They stretched it to the sideline. Drew Watson just put his head down and said, I'm not going down.
Yep, Watson was able to break free of 2 or 3 tackles on that play before having to be brought down by 3 blue bullets. And it will be a face mask, so that'll be 15 yards.
And I think that's a situation where they're going after the football. Obviously, you see blood in the water. You see the balls hit the ground 3 times already. Knoxville's going after the football. And in that time, you had 3 guys that were around Drew Watson. They're all pawing at the football. And I think one went to grab the football, and he grabbed the face mask and pulled it.
So once again, Bombers in positive territory on the Blue Bullets 40.
This is interesting. We got trips into the boundary.
See what's Kyler McMillan will come off the field. Nolan Hogue will go out to replace him. McMillan maybe looks a little shaken up there on the sideline. Not sure what's going on there, but Hogue goes out to the far side now for the Bombers. Holthouse, design run. Takes up the middle, makes a couple moves.
Oh, he gets
outside.
Near
sideline. Nice run there by Braden Holthouse. Big yardage for the Bombers. Gets it up past the 20. Holthouse inside, outside. Huge run there from Braden Holthouse.
Yeah, you love that play call. You go trips into the boundary. You almost predict that something's going to go out to the field on a counter. But you've got those 3 receivers out there throwing blocks, and Holthouse goes back through the middle on a delayed quarterback keeper and is able to pick up huge yardage.
Bryden Walters able to wrap up Conley there in the backfield. That'll be a TFL for Walters. Lost a 2 there on the run from Conley. And again, same formation here that we just saw in the big run play to Holthouse. Six minutes, 45 seconds before halftime. Bombers still trail by 7. Holthouse drops back. Looking to pass.
Oh, he gets outside the end.
Got to get relief.
Gets outside the linebacker.
Got a lot of room to run. Holthouse, first down and more. That'll set up 1st and goal for Macomb now. Holthouse getting it done with his legs here on this drive.
That's a situation right there where Braden Holthouse is looking downfield, and he still had downfield eyes. The defensive end steps up, and he's got contained. He goes towards the inside hip. He doesn't stay out on his hip. This is what we were talking about with the Bombers last week. Braden Holthouse is just too good of an athlete. He gets around that. Linebacker comes flying. He comes flying inside out. That gives Braden Holthouse the edge.
So Bombers now first down, 7 yards to the goal, and we're going to have, I believe, a timeout called here. That's going to be charged to Macomb. We'll keep it here for this one. Thanks to some of our sponsors with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. Since 1960, Auto Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Auto Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. The Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street, Macomb, Illinois, serving soups, salads, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day and free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. 1st and 7 to the goal now here for Macomb.
Now this is going to be an interesting series right here. You've got 1st and goal, starting at about the 7.5, 8. Nice. Get in the end zone.
Hand off to Conley. He makes a move, and he's going to punch it in for Macomb. Nice run there by Conley.
Well, I was getting ready to say, Macomb's a finesse team, a lot of through the air, a lot of quarterback runs. The ground game, while it's had a couple of moments, obviously we put the ball on the ground. We haven't had a lot of success. We've had a couple of TFLs, a couple at the line. And when you're in tight like that, it really reduces the areas that your receivers can make their moves. So it really favors a running team. Malachi Conley just said, I'll go ahead and take this.
Hayden Katz back to kick, and
snuck it through.
Yep, it'll be good. With that kick, the Bombers tie things up at 7 after the touchdown run from Conley. 6 minutes and 20 seconds to play before halftime. We'll take a quick break and be right back with you here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Back here at Macomb High after the touchdown run from Malachi Conley. Again, had a big week against LVC last weekend. Picked up the start here this week against Knoxville, and was able to find the end zone there in the second quarter. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. Bombers get set to kick this one off. Nice deep kick there. Has to be fielded. A little bit of trouble there. Able to pick it up. This one up past the 30 now. Spins off a man. Pushes it up close to the 40. Nice return there. We'll catch a number as he gets up from the pile. I believe that's number 33. That'll be McClay on the return.
Daniel Taylor in on that tackle for the Bombers. Nice kick. Coverage gets downfield. A couple of guys need to wrap up, and the young man makes them miss and runs through them.
Yeah, pretty solid return there by McClay. We'll set up Knoxville on their own 40. Again, Cummings back under center. This time pitches it to McClay once again. Nice job there by the Bombers line, able to swallow him up.
That was exactly what we were talking about earlier. That was a great job of the interior line just holding their ground. Not necessarily working for penetration. They're holding their ground. They're keeping the line of scrimmage at the line of scrimmage. Linebackers come and fill. Make that about a 1 yard gain.
Short run there.
Maybe two.
For McClay. We'll give him about 2 on the carry.
Boy, that's a little generous. I am completely unbiased. It's up the middle.
This time hands it off to the first back. Macomb Pyle will push him back a little bit. We'll see how many yards he picked up there. Another short gain.
It's another 2 yards, and my friend Jimmy Ballblack, when we were playing football on the, you're not even going to know what I mean here, on the Atari game system, I'd gain 2 yards. I'd finally gain yards because he was just destroying me. I'd say, I got 2 yards. He said, gain 2 yards every play, 4 plays, 8 yards. I get the ball back. I'll take it.
Absolutely, and that'll be, as you said, just another 2-yard gain. 3rd and 6. For Macomb, this time hands it off to the second back. He's going to be brought down short again from the first down.
Yeah, that's McClay again, though. The Bombers make contact at about the same point, but he keeps those legs churning. Powerful young man. Comes up a little gimpy, though, but he turns that, that 1-2 into a gain of 4. So now it's only 4th and 2.
What a huge stop this would be for the Bombers if they can pick up a turnover here. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Fullback, that's McClay. Oh,
McClay once again is going to
big gain, 7 yards.
Huge play there by McClay, able to pick up the first down.
He's just got a great initial burst.
Absolutely. I mean, he was at the line of scrimmage, and next thing you know, you blink, and he's 7 yards down the field. Great hard run there by McClay as he's been doing all night to this point. Got him up to 11 carries. We'll figure out some unofficial stats at halftime to get McClay's yardage. This one is to be pitched to the outside, number 7, big tackle there. That was Walters on the carry for Knoxville. Jack Beal in on the stop for Macomb. We'll go for about 3 yards there to Walters. Clock rolls under 3 minutes and 30 seconds now. And this play is going to be blown dead.
That's either a false start or that delay a game. Oh, somebody's lined up in the neutral zone.
Yep, offsides penalty there on the Bombers. So it was 2nd and 7. We'll now go to 2nd and 3. Cummings this time hands it off to 15. That's McGrath on the carry. His first touch here in the second quarter. A nice job by coverage on the Bombers, able to bring him down.
You know what's really unique about that play is I was really studying the line battle, and Macomb creates that stalemate that we want. The stalemate's a win for the defensive line, except for one position, and that was actually where the point of attack was. Their line, they had a nice combo block and drove our defensive lineman back, but the linebackers filled so hard. They were there immediately, blow up that play.
The run play to McGrath goes for no yardage, 3rd and 3 for Knoxville. They're going to go back to McClay here.
That's close.
It's going to be close. Yeah, I think they're going to mark him short.
Nope,
first down. McClay's able to pick up the first down, barely 3. That's all they needed. Clock's still rolling here, however, just 1 minute and 45.
When you are running the ball and completing passes, even with the turnovers, this has just flown by.
Absolutely. Cummings drops back to pass, looks
That's
downfield.
picked.
That's going to be picked off. Huge play there by the Bombers. And here comes the return. A lot of open space to run. Bounces it to the inside. He's able to break a tackle there and pushes it back up to the 50. Drew Watson, huge play for Macomb, able to get the interception and the huge return.
And you know what's great about that? Oh, there's No. Oh, kicking. What is this? Oh, a mouthpiece or something. Drew catches that football. That was just thrown up. He was able to track that like a center fielder. Gets that ball. He brings that back from about the 12 to midfield. He never hit full speed. That was a nice, patient return. He was just watching in front of him and going where he had orange shirts in front of him.
And we know how good Watson is in the open field. Whole house. Now look at the Packs.
Oh, they came in. They came in. You got the edge.
Whole house bounces to the outside once again. He's going to be close to the first down marker. I think he's going to get it there. And again, Braden Wholehouse with his legs here tonight has been super, super effective.
So that was really nice coverage by Knoxville in their defensive secondary. But you saw the contained man is sitting in the great spot. And Holthouse looked at him a couple of times. Well, he gets impatient. He cuts underneath a blocker, which gives Braden Holthouse the edge and gave him about 11 yards of real estate to go pick up a first down.
Clock rolls under a minute here, just 50 seconds to play before halftime. Bombers have the football in plus territory.
Blitz coming, they're bringing the house.
Holthouse, quick hitter to the outside once again.
Look at that hot route. Call one. No.
That's Kylan McMillan out there, able to pick up another first down through the air for Macomb.
Oh, with the first down, that stops the clock. We're now at 40 seconds.
Macomb looks to set up quickly once again. Holthouse takes another snap. A lot of under pressure once again. Has to scramble to the near side.
Oh,
He's going to throw it downfield into a lot of coverage. That's going to be picked off in the end zone.
He had room in front of him, Johnny. He had room in front of him. Same exact situation. The defensive end crashes. Braden gets out to the edge. That time he thought he saw a receiver.
I think he did have Beal kind of about 5 yards in from the end zone. Nobody looked like he was on Beal there. Maybe just overthrew it or.
Well, where he threw it, there was a pile of both white and orange jerseys. Man.
Tough turnover there. Knoxville will take over on their own 20. Just 25 seconds to play here, however. And they're going to look to kneel this one out and bring us to halftime. So a lot different feeling contest than the game that we saw last year between Macomb and Knoxville. 7-7 will go into the halftime break. Again, the game last year ended 48-30. It would be tough sledding if we're going to see a similar output from these squads here tonight. Again, turnovers really the story of the first half for the Bombers. And we'll take a break here at halftime, play a quick interview for you, and we'll be back with some halftime stats before we get started for the second half. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for Honor Brothers Heat and Cooling's presentation of Bombers football.
Oh, man, that escalated.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
As you know, MDH is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So physician and provider recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff
Sure.
like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics. and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education, and eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a fourth generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a fourth generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me. So if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being fourth generation and female. I think that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story, you love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of two, you might be one of one. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. You know, if someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, you know, I kind of have to tell them, you know, this is unique, you know, it's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I chose MDH. We moved here and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Back here at Macomb High for the halftime break. We are tied up at 7 apiece. Again, we mentioned before we went to halftime, a lot different look to this game than the game that we saw last year. Again, that one ended 48-30 in favor of Knoxville at Knoxville. We'll run through some halftime stats. Again, these are all unofficial. Unofficially on the night, Holthouse through the air is 3 for 5 with the 1 interception for 32 yards. But he's been getting it done with the legs. He's up to 61 yards on 5 carries tonight for Braden. Malachi Conley has 5 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. Drew Watson on 2 completions has 17 yards, plus the big interception with the big return that we saw in the second quarter. Kyler McMillan was the other wide receiver with a reception. He had 15 yards on his catch. For Knoxville, Nolan McClay up to 35 yards on 12 carries. For him, McGrath, number 15, he has 2 yards, had 2 yards on 2 carries, 7 yards on his first one, -5 on the next one. Braden Walters has 4 carries for 15 yards. Bradley Cummings through the air is 1 of 3. He has the 1 completion for 25 yards to Peyton Mitchell, plus the 1 quarterback sneak yard touchdown. And then Mr. Laws has 2 carries for 4 yards. So in the first half, it was really the story of the turnovers on the Macomb side. We had 3 fumbles. 2 of those recovered by Knoxville. 1 of them recovered by Macomb. And then, of course, the interception there on that late drive in the second quarter for Knoxville. I mean, they just kept it very, very patient. The run game, as you expect, has been pretty solid as always. But Macomb has really done a nice job limiting those big plays downfield.
Limiting the big plays downfield, limiting those big chunk runs. Even on that first drive where Knoxville was very methodic and worked their way down the field, it was really 2, 3, 4 yards at a time, a 7-yard here or there. And Macomb has forced a fumble. Macomb got the big interception there towards the end of the half. But you're still down 1 in the turnover battle, and that's not what you want to see. But, to see 4 balls have been put on the ground tonight, 2 interceptions, that's a little bit of a sloppy first half for both teams. Both teams are going to be talking about things that could have been at halftime and feel good about the way that they've moved the ball, even though there's only been 7 points apiece put up on the board. Yeah, absolutely. Macomb has looked very solid on both of all of their drives here tonight, but just ending in those turnovers, it's so tough to bounce back from that. And as you mentioned on the Knoxville side, their largest play is obviously the 25-yard pass through the air, but outside of that, they have 2 7-yard runs, and the rest are under that. Those are your 2 biggest run plays. You got to like that if you're the Bombers coming into this second half. And I tell you what, you look at the Bombers' turnovers, the Malachi Conley, that first fumble, we're driving down the field. He's got a head of steam, and that's at about the plus 30. And then obviously Braden Holthouse, after a big first down scamper of about 12 yards, looked like he had a bunch of green real estate in front of him, and he throws up the interception in the end zone. So, those turnovers in plus territory, they help the field position battle at least, but, they help the defense a little bit, but, they really leave a little bit of a mark on the psyche of an offense. So, hopefully they go into the improved field house, shook that off a little bit, come out here, get a stretch, get a little dynamic stretch, and get back out to playing the football that they know they're capable of playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, if you clean up the turnovers, this could be a completely different-looking game for sure. And it's really just been a battle of the defenses in the first half. We'll see if maybe the offenses can get going in half number 2. Again, Knoxville comes into this game 0-1 on the season, dropped a tough one to Elmwood last week. And, of course, we know Elmwood, year in, year out, just a tough football team to compete with. Macomb came into this contest after a large win last weekend at LVC. So we'll get through some live reads here. Camera just clicked off for some reason. Might have to go take care of that in just one moment. Since 1960, Arbiter's Heating and Cooling has provided the Greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arbiter's Heating and Cooling delivered 365 days of indoor comfort. Here we go. Camera got clicked back on. That's nice to see. Dylan up there running the camera for us. Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. Online, enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. Face-to-face over the phone, by email, or by text. Choose how you do business with Tom Conklin, State Farm Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. So next weekend it will be the Bombers taking on the Illini West Chargers. That game will be played at Illini West. I believe TSSR Game Time Live will be there covering that one. And then looking ahead in Knoxville's schedule, they will play Princeville next weekend at Princeville, 9/13.
Princeville's another one of those good, just, blue-collar, small school programs. We were able to compete with them, obviously, a few years ago at a camp at Illinois College. And very impressed with sort of the organization and the detail in which they ran that three-headed monster attack. A lot of fun to see.
Yeah, it's always so interesting seeing, as you mentioned, those small school programs that just year in and year out, no matter what kind of players they have, whether it's a testament to the coaching or just the culture that they build around those teams. This Knoxville team being one of those that we mentioned, just year in, year out, just always so solid. As Knoxville will get set to receive the opening kickoff of half number 2. Cats back to kick, low, long kick there, going to take a bounce.
Oh, he's down.
He's going to be marked down, so.
At the 15, 16.
That was number 15 back there. That's Cole McGrath. Pretty nice kick there by Cats. A little bit of a line drive, but McGrath had some issue fielding it.
That's tough on a young guy. That ball bounces in front of you. Due to the end-over-end nature, it's got a little bit of a knuckle effect, and you're trying to keep your eyes up because you got guys coming that are trying to put a smack on you.
So Knoxville will start on about their own 17 here on the opening drive of the second half. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. Nice play there. That'll be McClay on the run.
Yeah, they fake up the middle. They hit McClay coming across off tackle to the near side of the field. A little counter. Picks up about 6.
Kylan McMillan in on the stop for the Bombers. On McClay's 13th carry of the contest, first of the second half. They will give him about 6 on the play, 2nd and 4.
I think it's interesting that they're putting that cornerback inside the outside linebacker to the boundary.
Another handoff, this time to the outside. Tripped up there. That was number 40 on the carry, Bo Laws. He's going to pick up the first down. Give Laws about 4 on the play. Able to move the chains for the Blue Bullets. Cummings hands it off. Almost had it wrapped up in the backfield there. That was McClay on the carry, and once again, it sure is.
You're not going to bring that guy down with an arm tackle. We had a nice timed blitz. I think it's very difficult for the young man in blitzing mode to get low and go eyes through the thighs and roll through a tackle. He just reaches out, tries to grab some shoulder pad, and that's not going to bring down 33 tonight.
No, McClay, very, very tough runner, and as you mentioned, Macomb did get in the backfield there. We'll see if they can do that again and maybe wrap him up. This time it's going to be handed off to, I believe that's going to be McGrath on the carry.
And that time, first contact was able to stop the running back's feet, allowed some more orange jerseys to show up, and maybe a half yard.
That was, again, Cole McGrath, number 15. Third down and 2 now for Knoxville. 9 minutes and 40 seconds here in the third quarter. Again, just this methodical, patient offense from Knoxville. Saw a lot of it in the first half. And right back to it here in half number 2, as you would expect. This time to McClay. It's going to be brought down. Nice tackle there.
It is going to be a first down.
Yep. Assard Aplogan on the tackle, able to bring McClay down, but not after the first down.
And that's the first time tonight I have seen, and that speaks volumes to Mr. Aplogan, that one of our guys didn't go low. He attacks the upper body, almost like a Greco-Roman wrestling match of 33, and 33 stopped. He did not continue forward progress and started going backwards.
Yeah, Aplogan able to stand him up there. This time it's going to be handed off to McClay once again. He's going to pick up more positive yardage on the forward progression. We'll go for about 4 yards there. Big pop for Nolan Hogue here in front of the press box.
Yeah, the Hogue family is such a phenomenal family here around Macomb, Hogue Farms, and obviously Katie Hogue is our technology director for the Macomb School District, and older brother Carter was a phenomenal defensive football player in particular, great tackler, high energy, fast twitch football player, made a lot of tackles for loss in the backfield, state qualifier wrestler. And Nolan Hogue, unfortunately, plays that other sport in the winter, but growing into a fine football player of his own.
That was Walters on the carry there for Knoxville, giving about 3 there. Third down and 3 once again.
I kid about that other sport, of course. Coach Jeremy Anderson runs such a phenomenal basketball program. First down again and again. It is just straight downhill, nothing fancy, 2, 3, 4 yards.
Who else but McClay once again? Again, Knoxville really testing this front line of the Bombers. As you mentioned, really just nothing fancy about it, just pounding it up in the middle, but if you can pick up 3, 4 yards and then 6 or 7 on one play in a drive, I mean, that's a fresh set of downs easily. Cummings this time to the second man once again. Had hands on him in the backfield, but
runs through an arm tackle.
Yep.
Runs right through an arm tackle.
McClay will push that forward for about 7 to 8. They'll give him about 6 there.
We're bringing blitzes. We've got some twists. We've got some pressure fronts. I really haven't seen any exotics, but we are putting hats in the backfield. But we're trying to attack around the shoulder pads. That is not going to work against number 33. We got to get low. We got to put our eyes through the thighs, and we got to take out knees.
This time we will hand it off to Laws. He's going to have the first down, I do believe. Absolutely. Bo Laws picks up another carry there.
We got some beef coming onto the field. We got Big Charlie Bodiford, the sophomore, and is that 55? Is that senior Hector Mamie coming on the field? Couldn't tell if that's 55 or 65.
I believe it was 65.
What do you got?
Cameron Singleton.
Got Big Cameron coming in too. So a couple of big bodies coming in to try and hold that interior line. And get a rotation going, keep those D linemen fresh, try and win those battles.
Knoxville on the Macomb 39. Another handoff to Laws.
Now we're starting to get chunk plays.
Yep, he's starting to pick up those big ones. That one's going to be close to a first down for
Yeah,
Laws.
and you see Alex Brown, big Alex Brown hitting his helmet. If you leave your lane, it causes problems, especially in this particular type of battle. Knoxville will find it. And we've got to make sure we keep our gap integrity, fill our gaps, make running backs stop their feet. That's how we were making those stops in the first half.
Again, just draining the clock as well, all these run plays. This one's going to be pitched to number 7. It's going to be a first down along the outside. That's going to be Bryden Walters. Jack Beelan on the stop for Macomb, but not after the first down. And again, Knoxville just marching down the field. We've already taken 7 minutes off the clock here, just 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
What's a little distressing is the fact that those 2, 3, 4 yard runs are now becoming 6, 7, 11 yard runs. We got to win some battles.
Cummings hands it off to the second man this time. It'll be McClay.
And what that does is while the defense starts to get fatigued and starts to get run down a little bit, that actually energizes those offensive linemen and those running backs, and they get sort of a power source from that. So they're going to continue to grind, and you got to dig deep and find it within yourself, and we got to win those battles. Let those linebackers roam.
McClay up to 35 yards on 8 carries here on this drive. And they're going to go to, I believe that's Laws this time, number 40. It'll be another first down for Knoxville. Another big carry for Bo Laws. Hector Mamie in on the stop for the Bombers, but once again, nothing pretty, but just very, very effective here in the second half so far. Yeah, we saw Macomb did a really nice job limiting these run plays in the first half, but Knoxville just marching with authority currently. This is going to be McClay once again able to split the tackle, and he's going to get into the end zone. Nolan McClay punches that one through for the Knoxville. Cops off a nice drive there. Touchdown comes at 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It'll go good for about a 14-yard run for McClay and a touchdown.
Fumble. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, looking for kind of that wildcat play there on the extra point. It's going to come up short. And you know, that could matter.
Be huge.
Yeah, that could be huge, absolutely, if the Bombers are able to come down the field, punch one in. We've seen Katzy's been pretty effective kicking those extra points this year. So with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter, Knoxville takes a touchdown lead. Scores 13-7 here in Macomb on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. We'll be right back with you for Macomb's first drive of the second half.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Back here at Macomb High, Macomb getting set to take this kickoff. 3 minutes, 40 seconds after the touchdown by who else but Nolan McClay. He's been huge all game. He's finally able to sniff the end zone in the second half here. Puts Knoxville up 6. And again, Macomb in the first half, they did a really nice job driving the ball down the field, just turnovers in their own territory, or in Knoxville territory, excuse me. Really came back to hurt them. We'll see if they can take care of the football and punch one through here. Another short kick to the sideline will roll out of bounds.
Well, they're trying to do what we talked about last week is they were trying to check that ball up and try and get a couple of bodies down there and see if they can get a recovery. But they just get a little too much power on it, and it's gone out of bounds both times. That time, you don't even worry about the penalty because ball went out at about the 40. Pushes it up to, oh yeah, so the penalty actually adds 5, so we end up getting that ball up to about the 45.
It's a pretty decent starting field position for Macomb here on this drive. Again, you find yourself down 6 points after the mixed 2-point conversion.
This might be another time you got the field, you've got an ISO over here. See if you can't get McMillan to win that one-on-one. Oh, he was trying to communicate with the referee. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, another fumble for Macomb. It's Conley once again on the first play, coughing that one up. Bo Laws in on the tackle on Conley. And that is absolutely tough to see. Coach Ho will come in and give Conley a couple pats on the helmet, trying to reassure him there. You need Conley here down the stretch. He was so good last week, and he's been great tonight when he's been able to hang on to the football. Just a lot of issues there. Turnover, it would be a Knoxville ball. The pitch to the outside. That one stopped by Macomb. Nice play there on defense after turnover.
Yeah, that's a real nice play because they dialed up the blitz. They sent Thunderbolty in through, and the problem is the blitz doesn't go where the point of attack is. So many times tonight, it's just so happened that where the blitz vacated a position is where the ball was going. But this time everybody held their ground and was able to make a good play, limit that to about a yard. Fullback is stopped. Ball's on the ground.
And Macomb has it. And just
there
like
it is.
that,
turn that over.
There you go. That's one way to get it done. Macomb's able to get the football back there. I believe was that McClay on the carry for Knoxville? I couldn't catch a number. There's a pile of bodies, but
looked like it was Drake May making a play.
Nonetheless, Bombers come up with it, and they'll take over right around where they fumbled it just 2 or 3 minutes ago. Holthouse trying to draw the offsides. First and 10 for Macomb. Holthouse goes right back to Conley.
Love it.
Absolutely. Got to get the confidence back in Conley after that fumble, and a nice hard run from him there. He's able to pick up a nice chunk of yardage for the Bombers.
Except was that Conley? Was that Jerron Petty? I can't see the number.
I believe that was Conley, number 30 there. Holthouse scrambles to the inside, looking downfield. Hit in the backfield.
Right,
Able to get rid of that one to McMillan. McMillan
he cuts across the defense, heading to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. What a move.
Touchdown, Kylan McMillan. And, hey, we talked about that last week. What an X factor Kylan McMillan can be. And Holthouse, what a throw. Got hit in the backfield, was able to just pitch it off to McMillan, who probably ran further side to side than he did forward. What a play there by Kylan McMillan.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there's a couple of things. Yes, you are right. Can't lose sight of the fact that Kylan McMillan makes an outstanding play, catching the ball, being available, breaks off his route on a scramble drill, presents himself, gets the football. What an athletic play by Braden Holthouse. Out of a scramble, he shovels that ball forward. But Malachi Conley, who has had a tough night, he's out there running in front. He's lead blocker on a boot, and he's out there patrolling and kept a couple guys off to allow Braden Holdhouse an opportunity to shovel that ball to number 2, who avoids a tackle and cuts east-west before he turns the burst on up to the north and into pay dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Conley there. I believe the player that kind of got a hit on Holthouse as he was throwing, Conley was able to kind of bounce him off track a little bit, might have saved the sack there. And again, great heads-up play by Holthouse and McMillan. And again, you talk about just the raw speed by Kyle McMillan on full display there. He's able to punch it in for 6.
And it's out of nowhere. It's 0 to 60 in nothing.
Exactly. Fast acceleration as well. And Katz is able to put the extra point through for the Bombers. We got a 1-point Bombers lead, and
we just talked about it, that 2-point conversion attempt.
Yeah, how important that can be. Now you find yourself in a hole for Knoxville. Touchdown comes at 2 minutes and 8 seconds, and man, that game felt like it could have really swung Knoxville's way there. Macomb's able to get the big turnover and the touchdown to boot. Here Knoxville received the kickoff. Number 42 breaks a couple tackles there, still on his feet. Macomb finally able to bring him down around the 47. That was number 45, Jesse Wallace. Nice return there from Knoxville.
Now let's turn that excitement, that momentum. Let's win a battle up front. Let's get them behind the chains right now.
Knoxville hands it off up the middle once again. And looks like he's being tripped up after gaining about 2. That handoff went to Bo Laws.
Down under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter here. And you know what? I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, nice crowd here at the hangar tonight. Whole bleachers are full. We got people standing up along the sides of the fence. People are out tonight. It's a beautiful night watching some Bomber football.
Here's McClay on the run, bounces it to the outside, is able to shed attacker there. And we got a flag down on the field. That was May in on the stop. McClay a little bit slow to get up. I'm not quite sure what the flag here is. Is it going to be a face mask here? It looked like maybe May hit him a little high.
Oh, my gosh. So that's a sideline penalty. They were warned in the first half. Sideline penalty, so tax on some yardage.
That's a tough break. It's a 12-yard run for McClay. And every Friday, the TSSR crew, as well as some area sports people, always go to Dos Sesimos. And that's one thing a couple of the referees we talked to that they're really going to key in on this year is those sideline penalties, and it's going to hurt Macomb there.
That was a nice patient run. We had a young man in the backfield, and the running back and McClay just puts on the brakes, lets him go by, and then goes right past him.
About 3 on the carry for McClay. He's up to 22 carries here tonight.
Watch your alignment here. Middle. Oh, he's met by a host of Bombers.
That's number 24 on the stop for
That's
Macomb.
Daniel Taylor right there coming off the edge hard. And this is a play, 3rd and long right here, where you need a Carter Hogue-like play coming off the edge into the backfield, wrecking havoc.
Make sure you say that just loud enough so Carter can hear you down there.
Right, 3 feet in front of me.
Huge play by the Bombers there. Able to stack them up at the line. And that'll actually be the end of the third quarter, man. That thing flew on by. I'll bring us into the fourth. Bombers lead by 1, 14-13 here at the hangar in Macomb High. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Bombers up by 1 here as we go into the fourth quarter. Knoxville possession. Again, we saw the Bombers with a huge stop there, able to stop Knoxville at the line of scrimmage as we get things flipped around here. So 12 minutes to go here. It has been a pretty back and forth contest. Again, we came out of the halftime break tied at 7. It was a 14-yard touchdown run by Nolan McClay on the Knoxville side again. Didn't complete the 2-point conversion. And then that huge pass play from Holthouse to McMillan.
They got us with our with the freeze call.
And that's Hector Mamie down there. And that is a tough call. He got Knoxville pushed to 3rd and long. No pretty sizable chunky yards to pick up there on 3rd down, and now you're looking at 3rd and 2.
Now we definitely need a big play. 33.
Hands it off to McClay, bouncing it to the outside. Nice job there by Kylan McMillan, able to kind of trip him up, tackle him down, but that's going to be a first down and much more. Pushes Knoxville up to the Bombers' 16. Hand off to McClay, bounces it to the outside once again. And he's going to be brought down out of bounds around the 5-yard line. Big run there for McClay, back-to-back gains for him.
Back-to-back times, he's bouncing it. That play's designed in between the guard and the tackle. He's heading to the spot and bending it outside.
Look at McClay, 11 on the carry.
If they're able to get it in here, Johnny, I wonder if they don't just abandon and just go straight for 2 to try and recover that point.
And play will be blown dead once again.
Is that a lineman or is that going to be a false start? So we're lining up over the ball again. That's second penalty.
Half the distance to the goal line. Knoxville will have about 2 yards to go. Again, a lot of time left on the clock if Knoxville is able to get this one in. They're going to head off to McClay, and he'll do just that. Another touchdown for Nolan McClay and the Knoxville Blue Bullets.
Yeah, they'll do exactly what I said. They're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to pick up that extra point that you missed out on earlier. That'll be McClay's second touchdown of the game on his 26th touch. We'll see if Macomb can put up another stop here on the 2-point conversion attempt. Cummings will hand it off to McClay.
No, he kept that himself.
We got a late flag here.
Hand off to Nolan McClay. He is stopped by Drake May on the 2-point attempt. There is a flag.
Drake May came through with the stop there, able to keep it out of the end zone. There is a flag, though. Refs discussing this one over. You saw them there kind of talking to the Macomb huddle. Is that a personal foul, unsportsmanlike?
Indication is personal foul against Macomb. The flag is going to be dead ball after the conversion attempt. It will be enforced on the kickoff.
So the flag will be enforced on the kickoff. So the 2-point conversion is no good. So it will remain 19-14 here in Macomb. A little bit of an interesting situation just played out there. But again, you talk about Knoxville scores that one basically just a minute off the clock there in the fourth quarter. So Macomb will have a lot of time to work with here to try and answer back.
That flag was thrown really quickly, too. I wonder if it's something that was said rather than action on the field, because that flag came quick, and it didn't look like there was anybody engaged in anything after the play.
Yeah, not exactly sure exactly why Macomb got that penalty, but Knoxville will kick off from the Bombers' 45. The kick is going to be an onside kick here. Nice job by the Macomb side, able to reel that one in. I believe that was
Jack
that
Beal.
Jack Beal? It sure was.
Great hands on Jack Beal. We haven't seen him make his presence known yet this year in the receiving game, but it's coming.
Absolutely. Jack Beal has been one of the players that I've been able to see here over the past couple of years. And as you mentioned, great hands. Put him on display there. Hasn't been able to get much action through the air, but he's definitely a player to watch out for. Here's Holthouse now on the direct snap. Scrambles to the outside. Throws to the far sideline. He's got a man over there, and that's going to be a first down for Macomb. There you go, Jack Beal. He must have heard us there. Gain of 12. Bombers first down. Bombers now up to their own 49. Holthouse will keep it on the ground, but we've got a flag down here. Plays blown dead.
Boy, there's just been a lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight. Obviously the turnovers, but there's been penalties and a lot of things that we need to overcome, but you know, you're also in a 5-point football game in the fourth quarter with the ball in your hands.
So that penalty will set Macomb back, 1st and 15. Holthouse looking to pass, has got a man. Nice reception there, a good run after catch. Was that Jack Beal again? No, that was Kyler McMillan out there, number 2.
Yeah, Jack Beal's a little taller. I couldn't see the number, but
couldn't quite decipher whether it was 2 or 7 out there.
He's here on the middle slot.
So that'll be another first down for Macomb. This time, run play will pick up a short amount of yards. That's Conley on the ball carry. Getting about 1 for Conley. Second and 8 for the Bombers. Holthouse fakes the handoff to Conley, throws it near side to Watson.
Get
Watson
outside.
gets the block downfield. Here goes through Watson, cuts it back. We got a flag down, I believe. But he's able to make another man miss, and Watson brings it inside the 5. think they might get the Bombers with the hold out there. Haven't seen the call yet.
It was a hold.
Was it a hold?
Yep. It's a hold on number 10, Kyler Norton, right? Down here,
Yes.
close to us, behind the play, actually. And Kyler Norton, as soon as he saw it, was all alone, standing there with his hands out like, I don't know what just happened. Which doesn't mean anything didn't happen. I did not see the engagement. But you just got to do it again. Just got to do it again.
Again, you talk about those self-inflicted wounds. That was a huge play by Watson there. It's going to be brought back. 2nd and 10 now for Macomb. Just over 9 minutes. Holthouse on the design quarterback keeper. Bounces it to the outside. Now brings it back our direction. Looking to pick up a block downfield, and he's going to run out of bounds. Might have picked up 3 there. We're going to give him 2 on the run. Holthouse's 6th attempt on the ground. And we saw in the first half how much damage he can cause with his legs. Not able to get much there. Holthouse once again scrambles far sideline. Has a man downfield. I believe that's McMillan out there.
That's a nice decision by Braden Holthouse. So outside linebacker comes running up pre-snap and goes to jam inside the slot receiver at the line of scrimmage. Inside slot receiver beats him quick, but we had safety over the top that capped that route. So I'm glad that Braden didn't try and force that.
19-yard completion to Kyler McMillan. Freeze play once again has the Blue Bullets offside. I believe that's number 57 down there. That'll be Nick Falco. So that'll be a free 5 yards for Macomb. First and 5.
Over there singing a little Rock Me Amadeus. How's our chat going tonight?
Not much in the chat here tonight. We have Shane Curry saying Big Blue, and that's all we got. So if you are watching us, make sure to get into that live chat. I know we have probably some of our regulars on there listen to us. Let us know if you're out there. And timeout will be called by Macomb. Their first here in the half. We'll keep you here for this one. King Family Chiropractic with locations in Bushnell, Macomb. Support all area student athletes. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set up an appointment, call 309-837-6932. They also perform DOT/CDL physicals for just $85. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit them at wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. Palm Plus is proud to have served the Macomb and surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Palm Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs. They're open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Bombers set up on the 1st and 5. Fakes the handoff. This is a quick hitter to the inside here. Here's Watson once again, trying to find the end zone. Splits through man, dives at the pylon, and he's in.
Boy, he just put that young safety in a tough position where great play design. The X clears out the cornerback. They run inside, and then they just put Drew Watson. They don't run blockers out there. They say, here's the ball in space. You're going to go one-on-one with a rolling safety, and you make a play. And you could see all the way from up here in the booth, you could see the eyes on the safety that says, oh, man, I'm in a situation right here.
And we'll have another timeout called here by the Bombers. Maybe discussing what to do here. Do you think about going for 2 here, Tony?
Yeah, I think it's a consideration to go ahead and, at this point, you're talking field goal. You want, you don't want to get beaten by a field goal. Now, you don't think a Knoxville team's ever going to beat you with a field goal, but what would we see after that first touchdown? They do have somebody that's capable of putting the ball through the uprights. So if you get in a situation where it's 4 seconds and they're at the, maybe the 13, I don't know how far they're. I don't know what the leg is on the young man, but where it's like, well, what are my percentages? Can I put this through the uprights to get this win, or do I want to run another play? Just eliminate that from beating you.
And it looks like the Bombers will go for 2 here. Be Holthouse and Conley back there.
Hit him.
Holthouse has got a man, and it'll be
It's
good.
over the line, yes.
Nice play there on the 2-point conversion. And that was Holthouse to Jack Beal. Scores 2 for the Bombers and puts them up 3. So again, if Knoxville kind of gets in that field goal territory, it would just tie it up. And we do know that they do have a kicker on their team, so could be a possibility for sure. Touchdown and 2-point conversion come with 8 minutes and 35 seconds to play here in the final quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back with you on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by AMDH for Oliver's Heat and Cooling's presentation of Bombers football.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
3-point lead for Macomb and the Bombers here at their home opener this season against Knoxville. Cats will get set to kick this one away. Again, we have the touchdown play there from Holthouse to Watson.
The clock starts to become a factor, which is interesting to say with 8 minutes, but because of who Knoxville is, their style of play, they are a grind the clock football team. They're running the ball, they keep the clock moving. You don't want to get into a situation where they're down inside the 10 with, under a minute to play. Obviously what you want to do is you want to take the football away and have it back in your own hands, but you want to be aware of that clock. Don't let them grind the clock down to nothing.
Absolutely. And what we saw on the opening drive here in the second half, Knoxville was able to take like 7 to 8 minutes off the clock just in one drive. Don't want to have that happen if you're the Bombers. And the first run play, great stop there from the Bombers at the line.
That was McCleary with the football.
It'll be about 2 yards. Drake Mayen on the tackle for Macomb. Clay's 27th carry of the game now. And he has the one big 14-yard run for a touchdown. This one is going to be...
Oh, that's way behind the line. So they tried a little action boot. I don't know whether that was going to be a QB run. I didn't see it. Yeah, it was going to have to be. There were no routes. And that was sniffed out immediately by the Bombers.
At startup, Logan. And, man, he just jumped through that line. I'm watching it on the replay here. There's a little bit of delay. He just jumped right through the line, got hands onto Cummings. I think Cummings might have been trying to hand it off, but Up Logan just into the backfield immediately after the ball was snapped. Huge play by App Logan and the Bombers.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I have App Logan's younger sister, Jess, in class. And she told me the name to call him, and I can't remember. He's got a nickname. But we'll have that for you next week.
This one's going to be
That's nice. That's a nice football play. And guess who it is? It's Jack Beal, who's come alive in the last 4 football minutes of this clock.
Absolutely huge tackle there for Jack Beal. Knoxville trying to wrap that one out the outside. If Beal doesn't make that tackle, it's going to go for a nice chunky yardage.
And we talked about this last week. That's exactly like he just watched He just watched the hawk tackling video. He goes right through the thighs, wraps up the legs, and rolls through the tackle, takes the back leg behind the lead leg, and there's nowhere for the ball carrier to go.
So that's going to force a punt out of Knoxville. Watson will be back to return this one. That's a little better than the first punt. Watson will let it drop. Ball will land. Macomb Bombers bounce there. It'll be fielded about the 37, and that's where the Bombers will take over. What a great defensive stand there by Macomb.
That was phenomenal. That's exactly what you needed. And I tell you what, we talked about it in the first half of this football game. You get a downhill power running football team behind the sticks, and it changes their mentality. It changes what they want to do, and they started to try to, I don't want to use the word panic, but they went outside of their comfort zone, and App Logan made a huge football play.
Absolutely. Here's Holthouse now. Scrambles to the far sideline.
Oh,
Looks
boy.
downfield, a little bit overthrown there. Dangerous pass there, intended for McMillan.
Yeah, and that's exactly not what you wanted. I think right now what you're going to see is you're going to see some running game, probably some with our running backs, some obviously with Mr. Holthouse himself, but you're also, what I think you're going to see right now is that quick game, those bubbles to Drew Watson, some hitches. Just get the ball right there. It is. There's that bubble screen.
Quick hitter out to
downhill,
Watson.
out
Once
close
again.
to the first down marker, but he's going to be a little short. But just get the ball in the hands. High probability, low risk. You want to keep that clock moving.
4th and 1 now for Macomb. And again, you talk about definitely want to start going to that run play a little bit more here with the clock and they score the way that it is, but definitely some issues on hanging on to the football for the Bombers here tonight. You got to make sure you take care of the rock.
ISO right here.
3rd and 1. Well, House lets the play clock run down. He's just going to keep it right up the middle. He's going to push forward for first down. Fresh set of downs for Bombers on the QB keeper from Holthouse.
First down stops the clock. Once they reset it, it'll be moving again with 5:25, and they've already started it. We're at 5:20.
So again, we will keep an eye on the clock here in the 4th quarter.
Now, if the boys in the booth down the way from us see something where Knoxville is cheating up, trying to make a play, and they think one of their guys can get free, sure, you take a shot, because obviously a touchdown here just by itself makes it a two-score game.
Holthouse on the keeper once again. He's going to go for about 4 to 5. We'll give him 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 now for Macomb.
I'm going to tell you right now here, Johnny, we get this ball down the field into the end zone, get a 2-score lead with that clock, under 4 minutes. It's time to go to Diggers College City Bowl and celebrate this win.
There it is. Got to get our Diggers College City Bowl shout out.
Hey, I tell you what, the owners are phenomenal people. Phenomenal people, Jim and Christy Dakin. I know them a little bit. Great family. Love their kids, my nephews.
Here's the run play.
Hold the ball. 2 hands.
I believe that's Conley on the run. It sure is. Able to keep a hold of that one and pushes the ball forward for Macomb. Goes for about 3 there to Conley. Brings us to 3rd down now here. Ball on
Man,
the
I
45.
tell you what I'd love to see right now. They've lined up App Logan in that sniffer. So just right behind the line. Sometimes there he is inside the guard and tackle. Just give him a little counter. Just give him a little counter coming back.
3 minutes, 30 seconds. Freezes it there. You can't see him on the camera, but
Oh, that's a.
I think I thought.
No, I waved it off.
Yeah, Coach Horrell was trying to call a timeout there. He came just sliding along the sideline, jumping up in the air, waving his arms in the air. That'll be Macomb's last time out there. Coach Horrell definitely didn't like what he was seeing there. So we got set up in the wrong position or what's up, but that'll force Macomb to burn their last timeout.
Now, out of the gun, what I was just saying, the counter to the sniffer, obviously that's going to be much better if you're under center. But maybe step up a little bit. You're still in your gun. Just take a little sneak step up, get that counter. Running back is going towards the field. Get that sniffer coming back into the boundary on a counter. Tuck him inside the tackle. I think App Logan picks up this first down.
So Macomb still faced with a 3rd and 3 here. 3 minutes 20 remain. Bombers with a 3-point lead.
The long 3.
Holthouse looking to throw. Under pressure in the backfield. Able to evade one man. He's able to throw it away.
Forward. That was forward.
That was a
We're
forward
fine.
pass. So that'll blow the play dead.
Now what do you do? Now what do you do? You're at 4th and 3. You're at 4th and 3. Do you punt and lengthen the field? Or do you try and get this one going? It looks like they got the offense on the field. Try and pick this up and keep that clock moving. And obviously that last play was unfortunate for a couple of reasons. We didn't pick up the first down and it stopped the clock. Oh, Drew Watson. Drew Watson's man-on-man on the inside slot. They're going to punt. Oh, that's a designed punt. They were going to punt that from the get-go. Unfortunately, Knoxville showed what they call what's zero coverage, meaning there is no over-the-top help. It's all press man right up on the line of scrimmage. You've got Drew Watson one-on-one with a linebacker out of the inside slot. I'll take that matchup all day long.
So Macomb will now punt the ball away to the Blue Bullets with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to play.
Knoxville doesn't believe it. They've got nobody back.
They will punt away. Nice punt there. We'll see if we can get a Bombers bounce, and it will.
Go. Touch him.
And that punt will go all the way down to the 15. Great punt there by Macomb. That's Langdon Lampert back there booting that one away. And that'll set us up with an exciting finish here at the hangar. Just over 3 minutes to play. Knoxville will trail by 3. Again, we did see the first touchdown that they scored here in the game. They punted the extra point through, so we could get to a situation if they're able to push this ball down the field where you might look at a field goal.
Yeah, and the clock is now obviously a factor because you've got a downhill football team that's got 85 yards to go. If they are able to get across the end zone line, you got to figure there will not be a lot of time left on the clock, but it's not going to get down there that way. That is a phenomenal first response by the Bomber defense.
Swarm of Bombers there. I caught Drake May numbers popping up out of the huddle.
That's a 3-4 yard run, and the Bombers drive them back. You know, you want to see that obviously hugged up to the line.
That was number 33, McClay, once again. We've seen a lot of action
There's
out of him
that short
tonight.
pitch.
Nice block downfield, but the Bombers able to get back to him.
And you know what? This right here is all you need other than the fact that Knoxville does have all 3 timeouts, but that clock's already down under 2:20. And on that short pitch, if you don't let it become a chunk play, if that's 3, 4, 5 yards, that's a long way to go, 3, 4, 5 yards at a time.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, Knoxville will be working with all 3 of their timeouts.
Jet sweep to McClay. He gets the first down, and that stops the clock, which is good for Knoxville, but it's only going to be short because they're only moving it. You know, they're moving them exactly 10 yards.
That was to McClay once again.
Get it rolling again.
Getting into that 30 rushing attempts territory now is McClay. He's been huge for Knoxville all night.
Short pitch.
We're
Now
gonna
he goes
pitch it to him
off
once
tackle.
again.
And again, he goes off tackle. He gets yardage, but he gets 5 yards. Did he lean for 6? Leans for 7. He's 7-yard carry, 5-yard carry. It looks like. I'm sorry. I think they've got that a little wrong back there. About a 5-yard carry, but they've now used their first timeout. That clock ran all the way down to 1:27. John, they had that ball with 1:50 and stood at the line, and that's a 23 second play there on a 5-yard run. So I don't think Knoxville is used to playing at tempo, which is now you've got 1:23 to go, 58 yards. I'm sorry, 58 yards.
And we haven't seen a ton out of the passing game.
68 yards. Math is hard.
It is very hard. Numbers are hard. Words are hard sometimes. But as you mentioned.
But you know what? I love hard too. And I love this community. And I love the people in it and the people that protect it. And one more time, a big shout out to JP McLaughlin, Nick Sievers, and really the entirety of the Macomb Police Force, the way they handled a bad situation this week, kept our community safe, and thoughts are with those two gentlemen as they recover and get back to work. Here we go. That's a rollout. We got a boot, but he is down. Nobody was fooled. We've got Hector Meme turning him back inside, but you'll never guess who gets the big tackle for a loss. You may call it a sack. I think there were routes on that one. Who gets that sack? You'll never guess.
I don't know, Tony. I feel like I should ask you this. I feel like you always ask me, who was that, Mr. Tony Weston?
You know what? That was Drake May.
That is Drake
who
May.
that was.
Macomb fans, you better get familiar with that name. Drake May on the defensive end of the football has just, even last year, just all over the place. And what a huge play here in this game by Mr. Drake May. And he was in on the fumble earlier on in this contest. He's able to get a TFL there.
He's a sophomore that plays with such a huge head on his shoulders. He knows what's going on. He knows the rotations. He knows the schemes. He knows where his guys are. He knows where the ball's going. He plays fast. He plays with abandon. He plays with recklessness. And he's a sophomore that's a leader on the team. Just a great football player.
Absolutely. Led the team in tackles as a freshman last season, and he's right on track to do that once again here in his sophomore campaign. Minute and 20 seconds now on the clock. Knoxville takes another timeout.
Now, this is where, they're down to one timeout, a minute 20 to go, and they've got 73 yards, and they're a tight rotation. This is going to be a pass.
Cummings drops back to pass. Lofts up downfield.
Hand up.
Has a man in coverage there, able to break that one up.
Knocked away.
No flag on the play. Great.
Oh, they just threw a flag now. They threw a flag now.
That was Beal back there on the coverage. He definitely had hands on him, but that was a very, very late flag.
He didn't throw the flag until the young man was hurt on the ground.
That's number 14 getting up slow there on that pass attempt.
Waved off.
Peyton Mitchell, there you go.
The other officials converge, and they wave that off. Fourth down, 4th and 8. You've got, now that play stops the clock. It's 7-second play. Uh-oh.
Oh, we got another flag down. I think that's
on Knoxville's coach.
That's going to be a sideline.
Well, now it's going to go, it's not a sideline. That's a personal foul on the coach.
Yeah. Coming off the sideline,
he was
for sure.
Midfield. But that's going to make that now 3rd and 23, or 4th and 23, because that's post play.
We're going to get some more discussion on that one, I believe. But, yeah, they're definitely marching it back here. And great coverage there by Beal. And, again, that's kind of a 50-50 play, I feel like. Definitely hands on the receiver a little bit, but you can't throw the flag that late for sure. But great job able to sniff out that pass play, able to break it up, and that's going to be 4th and an eternity now for Knoxville.
You know what the great thing he did also was he didn't attack the man. The ball lands in the receiver's hands, and he puts his hands up through it, just like you're taught. That's a drill that you do to make. He didn't go try to swipe at the ball before he caught it. He let the ball land, and he knocked it away from him. That was just a great football play. Again, second half of the football game, Jack Beal has made his presence known. Now, this ball's going in the air, 4th and 22. Last time out.
Yep, Knoxville will call it their last time out here. And again, you mentioned Jack Beal. I mean, he's just been all over the place, and it's been the little things. He recovered that short kickoff by Knoxville after the penalty where they were kicking off from the Bombers' 45. He displayed great hands there. He's able to come up with a big stop on the next drive on the defensive end, and then, as you mentioned there, just punching that one out of the hands of Mr. Mitchell. And that really saved what could have been a big gain for Knoxville and pushed them into positive territory. And now Knoxville finds itself all the way back at their own 15, facing the 4th and 22.
Very heady maneuver right there by Coach Worrell coming out of the timeout. He is waving his team back. He said, keep them 2 yards back. We don't want to give anybody any opportunity to throw a flag when we've got 4th and 22. I expect, so far, even these passes we've seen out of that tight formation, try and get some action out of it, but play action's not going to work here. It's 4th and 22, so I'm looking to see a unique formation that we haven't seen out of Knoxville here. There's going to definitely be some misdirection. They're going to try and free somebody up. They may try to flood this side of the field with a backside wheel behind it, try and get a one-on-one matchup, or have a guy lost.
Again, no more timeouts left for Knoxville as well, so you got to get all 22 here, and if you can, maybe try to get to the sideline, get that clock stopped.
And I'm completely wrong. It's wing T.
Cummings drops back to pass, has a man through the hands.
And that was a hook and ladder they were trying to set up.
Macomb will take over in Knoxville territory.
And that's all they wrote. That's you got 1:08 left. No timeouts for Knoxville. This is victory formation.
Absolutely. What a gutsy win by the Bombers here tonight. You go into halftime break, tied at 7. Knoxville comes out with that long, just studious drive. 8 minutes off the clock. They're able to punch one in at the end. Macomb's able to get the stop on the 2-point conversion. And then just answers right back. And again, that huge X-factor play, Holthouse to McMillan, just really, really turned the momentum of this game around, gave the Bombers a lead, and it's just been all Macomb since then.
I think one more snap is going to put this one. Why is okay?
Again, shaping up to be a 22-19 final score here in Macomb, in a game that Macomb lost last season 48-30. We'll keep going back to that. But this is just a different Bombers football team, especially on the defensive end, than what we saw last year. Now with that snap, the teams will come off the field, so it's a home opening win for the Macomb Bombers here at the hangar. Able to knock off the Knoxville Blue Bullets. Bombers will push their record on the season to 2-0. Bullets will fall to 0-2 now on the season.
Yeah, that's and you know what? We talked about it earlier. It's adversity. Absolutely. The Bombers faced adversity. They had 4 fumbles and interception, 4 total turnovers, penalties in terrible situations. They were allowing that Knoxville power run offense to come at them for a little bit there, and they built it back up. They stiffened the backbone. They played smart football down the stretch with heady football plays, They did what they had to do. They made plays, they made tackles, and they were able to secure this victory and bring it home.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Knoxville coming out of the halftime break. Again, the runs that were going for those 2, 3, 4 yard carries were starting to go for 5, 6, 7, and that's how they were really able to push the football downfield. You see Macomb take over. Conley, of course, fumbles the football. 2 plays later, Macomb gets it right back and then ends up scoring a touchdown off of that. And again, after that, the defense just really, really locked in and held the Knoxville run game to virtually nothing.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. You saw adjustments, you saw reactions and responses, I guess I should say, and Macomb's defense did what it had to do when it had to do it. Made a humongous play behind the chains that ends up forcing a punt, which limits Knoxville's and then even then, we had a nice drive where we very easily could have punched the ball in. A penalty brings the ball all the way back. So we end up giving the ball back with 3 minutes. That can be difficult on a psyche. But a very nice punt by Holdhouse, and the defense did their job, weren't really threatened on that final drive. Hook and ladder, even if it's completed, it looked like there were 3 or 4 orange jerseys in the area, kind of had that sniffed out, and here we are with a Bomber victory.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if we get a word from Coach Horrell after he makes his way up to the press box after this really just thrilling win. And again, just a sharp contrast to what we saw last week against LVC. Of course, Macomb was able to roll to a pretty easy victory there. But again, this Bombers team, a lot of questions coming into the season. I feel like a lot of those have to be answered here tonight. Just a lot of determination, a lot of toughness. They showed a lot of grit. They were able to come out of here with a 3-point victory.
Absolutely. Overcomes adversity, works through some issues, but at the end of the day, still a lot to work on. Ball security is probably the biggest thing that the coaches are going to talk about. We get that cleaned up. There's still a little bit of communication that the line can do to make their jobs more efficient. But, that arrow's trending up anytime, regardless of what happened inside these lines tonight. You're walking off the field 2-0, and that puts you in a good spot.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break here. It looks like Coach Horrell is making his way up to the press box. We'll hope to catch a word with him before the end of the night. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Again, 22-19 win here for Macomb. We'll go over from some unofficial final stats. We will start for the Knoxville Blue Bullets. It was Nolan McClay. I mean, he was the man all night. Again, he had over 30 carries. He's going to finish the night with 92 yards and a pair of touchdowns. For him, he had one 14-yard touchdown run and then a 2-yard run there in the second half. Cole McGrath, number 15, will finish the night with 2 yards rushing. Number 7, that's Bryden Walters, finishes the night with 21 yards. The quarterback, Bradley Cummings, who will finish the night unofficially is 2 for 6 in the air. He had 1 pass completed for 25 yards and then had a QB sneak touchdown as well. And then Bo Laws on the night will finish with 34 yards on the ground. From the Macomb Bombers, we'll start with Braden Holthouse. In the passing department, he had a touchdown on the night and 143 yards in total. With his legs, he was able to pick up 69 for the Bombers. Malachi Conley will finish the night with a positive 14 yards as well as a touchdown. Drew Watson is able to pick up a touchdown and 46 yards of his own. Kylan McMillan, again, we talked about the X factor there. He had that long 35-yard touchdown, and he's going to finish the night with 85 yards receiving. Nice night for Mr. Kylan McMillan. And then, of course, Jack Beal had 1 reception for 12 yards there on one of those final drives for Macomb. But really, it was his play on both ends of the football that really separated himself there in the second half.
Oh, absolutely. We mentioned it many times. Jack Beal, he came to play in that second half and just making smart football plays. He's the one that covered the onside kick, if I remember correctly, and then had the reception on the immediate first snap following this. Had some really nice plays on defense, had the nice pass breakup on a third down play, correct? And just played a nice football game. And defensively, you get contributions all over the lineup. You get contributions all over the lineup. We got Coach Horrell just made a nice big Kramer-esque entrance into the booth. Coach, you gotta feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel good that we got the win. It was ugly. I said it was probably one of the ugliest games that we've won. But defense stepped up huge for us tonight. And anytime you can come out with a win against Knoxville, it's a big thing. I think it's the first time we've probably beat them since the old Olympic Conference. Yeah, absolutely huge. Physical team. These are questions that we talked about last week in this exact setting. And, Nolan McClay last year was a force, but it was big plays, big, huge breakaway plays. Tonight, Coach, 30 carries, 92 yards, so about 3 yards a pop. That's all. Well, and that's what they did to us,
Yep,
they milked the clock. But That's huge. I mean, 30.
That means there's
30 carries and 92 yards.
There's no
we'll
chunk
take that.
plays.
Exactly. And when they did kind of break a little bit, we did a much better job of tackling downfield and making them snap the football again. Make them snap the football again. And, I mean, Coach Wilson made a huge adjustment there in the third quarter, and it really turned the tides for us.
And they say in the NFL that, you know, long drives lead to points. In high school football, it's the opposite. The more times that the offense snaps the ball, the more likely it is something's going to go wrong. So having those long drives really played into your hands. Talk to me about that effort of the defense and the fact that, while obviously you had the rock star sophomore making huge plays throughout the game, there were contributions all over the field.
Oh, all over, you know, and we actually got Daniel Taylor cleared today at lunch.
Really?
So if he doesn't play, who knows what happens. But, yeah, Drake obviously making plays all over the field. We'd love to have that kid. Like I told someone the other night, he's like a coach on the field because he's been with us 7th and 8th grade. He was in on the sideline with the water and in the locker room at practice. So he knows this defense inside and out.
Well, and you mentioned Daniel Taylor. He had a massive tackle for loss right here, right about midfield. We talked last week a little bit about Mr. App. Logan came over from Mount Sterling. I have his little sister Jess in class, and she told me there's a nickname that everybody calls him, and I can't remember what that was. You don't happen to have that on you, do you?
I don't. They got a nickname for him. I haven't heard it. I'm always worried I'm calling him by the wrong name. So.
Well, I said I'll have that next week.
My dad was calling him Noah, and I'm like, who's Noah?
That's it.
Is it Noah?
They call him Noah.
I might start calling him Noah.
They call him Noah.
Yeah.
They call him Noah. So we got it dialed down. We got Noah App Logan made some nice plays tonight. And it's really nice to have that sniffer, to have that fullback that we're helping Malachi with. Obviously, you never want to be behind in the turnover battle, and that's where we found ourselves tonight. But that's another one of those things we talked about with the adversity. Talk about overcoming those obstacles.
Huge, you know. They, like we talked about, I mean, long drives. They go down and score, kind of demoralize your team if they do put the ball in the end zone. And then we come out and we fumble first or second play a couple times. But I think both times the defense stepped up huge and got stops, kept us in the game. Because you don't want to go down 2 scores against a team like that can run the ball and kill the clock like that. So I thought the defense really stepped up. We got to do better on ball security. That's something we work on every day. But, I mean, we'll watch the film and see where our ball carriers are carrying that ball and see what kind of adjustments we need to make.
Looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Honestly, it was all focused on Knoxville. It's been focused on Knoxville for a long time. We talk about some revenge games. This was one of them. So I haven't looked at Illini West. I've talked to some people. They've kind of told me some insides on what they're doing. But look forward to getting the film tomorrow and getting after it.
I think at the end of the day, after a game like tonight, you just play your brand of football, tighten your screws, and let's go take the field.
Absolutely. Take care of the football and tackle. That's the name of the game.
Hey, thanks for a couple of minutes, Coach. Great win tonight.
Hey,
we'll move forward.
By the way, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I go back and watch you guys' both of them, the videos on YouTube, and you said Kylan McMillan was going to make a big play at some point this year. He made a couple.
Oh, my gosh. I lost my mind. Over on this side, it was east to west, but it was east to west with decision. But you know what, Coach, I'm glad you brought that up. There were several factors to that play. Number one, once Braden spins out, he doesn't get a chance to throw the ball if Malachi Conley doesn't step up and make a block as he rolls out with him. And then Braden, he shoveled it, didn't he?
I don't know.
It was awkward. You'll have to look at the film.
You should have taken the hits right away, and then we wouldn't have had that problem.
And then Kylan makes his play, but that reminds me, I did have one. You are a veteran coach now, and I know this because right before, as the first quarter is ending, you call that little bubble screen to make sure you get it to midfield so you're not going to have to walk far as the quarter changes.
Right.
So I was in your head there.
Exactly.
All right, my brother.
See you guys. Thank you.
See you, Libby.
So a couple words there from Coach Horrell as his Bombers improved to 2-0 on the season, 22-19. Tony, is there anything left to be said here tonight? Again, Macomb has a big matchup next week taking on Illini West. I hear that football team has been much improved from last year into this year. It could be a kind of a difficult matchup. for Macomb, but
yeah, absolutely, a much improved football team. Had a couple of down years. Macomb, just as Coach just said, just going to go through a week of practice. They focus on themselves, and we answered some questions tonight, caused a couple others, but those are fixable things. Those are physical errors, and we're looking forward to next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So for John Burton and Tony Weston, and of course Dylan Up running the camera for us, this has been TSSR Game Time Live presentation of Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling's Bombers football. Bombers get the one 22-19 here at the hangar in the home opener. We will catch you next week as the Bombers travel to Illini West to take on the Chargers there.
We're headed to Diggers College City Bowl to celebrate.
Yes, sir. Thanks, everyone, for tuning us in. And make sure to be back here next weekend, same place, same time, for more Bombers football.